Anfisa, can we talk to you just for a minute?
Because I love Anfisa.
I'm leave because I'm tired of you. I'm alone. What are you talking about?
Jorge and Anfisa are a couple of people who need therapy.
You're getting therapy, you're getting therapy, you're getting double therapy.
I've just seen another episode of their fantastic show and time together on 90 Day Fiance. Bravo, you managed to find two more people who shouldn't be together. And we're about to venture back into this. George, of course, is a simp who wants a wife who is not a feminist. And Anfisa is a gold digger who is honest, but also has a very bad temper. And when you put those two together, it's like if Goku fused with Majin Buu. Just a fat pink piece of shit. And we're about to watch that today. So thank you so much for joining me on this absolutely long deep dive. If you haven't watched the first episode, I encourage you to do so. This picks off where that one left off. But if you don't know anything about these two, all you need to know is one is a Russian who just rushed into the relationship and wants money. And the other one is George. A guy who is a massive simp and also lies so much that I kind of don't even feel bad for him. The only person I really feel bad for is me. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, F you. Unless you're going to, in which case, oh, thank you so much. Let's watch the video.
Hey, George, just wondering if you're okay. I got the crew here. Let me know.
Ooh, I love when a show starts off with controversy and drama. It starts off with the producer, someone we're not even supposed to be seeing. And it says, when the producer finally got through, Anfisa said she and George were in the middle of a fight. Yes, because this couple does two things. Fight and fight some more.
Anfisa, can we talk to you just for a minute?
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Last night, me and George argued. I got a little mad.
I like her face. I like how it's like muted emotion type face. Like you won't really be able to tell she's mad if she doesn't say anything. She's got like a real poker face because of the Botox and various other oils that have been shoved into her face. But I do like that I couldn't tell. Like if I just didn't hear her, I'd be like, oh honey, you're happy? Oh.
I kicked him out of our apartment. I don't really remember what the fight was about.
Stop it.
That's nice. So we're like 30 seconds in. We've had a fight. George is not even in the apartment anymore. He actually took her to America and now she's owning the house and he's staying outside. She doesn't even remember what the fight is about. That's the sad part. Imagine not knowing why you're angry, but what you do know is your spouse has been sleeping outside or in another room.
Hello?
Hello? Where are you at?
Why?
Because you just left me alone here, alone in foreign country.
Damn, imagine kicking your partner out and he leaves and then you call him and you're like, you left me? I'm from Russia, what are you doing? I don't even know how to take that. It's like, I listened because you didn't want me to stay, and as soon as I left, you wanted me to come back. You're pulling on each of my nuts in a different direction and I hate it. This is not a pendulum.
Really? Are you kidding me? You kicked me out. I spent the night in the garage.
So the fat man didn't go too far then. Well, I don't know what the hell we're even arguing about. Where did he sleep? In the car? On the car? Beneath the car? With the car? What? Honestly, maybe you should have had a friend to like couch surf with at this point. I don't know, man.
I didn't leave you. First you kicked me out of bed. Then you kicked me out of the couch.
You pissed me off. I didn't want to be in the same apartment with you.
This is the only tell that you can tell Anfisa's mad. When she extends the last word. I didn't like you. I didn't want to be. Then you're like, oh, okay, that's mad. Because the Botox isn't helping. This is how their relationship is at this point. When you base a relationship solely off of looks and money, and you lack everything emotional, there is bound to be turmoil, and that is all we're seeing.
People are so shallow.
After our argument at the Russian restaurant, it is hard with somebody that thrives on conflict, but I really want to have a rational conversation.
If you haven't watched the first episode, what he was talking about is at the end of the first episode, they go to a Russian restaurant, and Anfisa is like, I only want you for your money. And he's like, that sounds like you only want me for my money. You're telling me you don't love me for me? And she's like, pretty much verbatim, yes. The cogs in his head don't turn fast enough for him to understand maybe this hunk of mass and beauty isn't being loved for the person he is. Maybe it's because of his money. And while most people would feel bad and be like, oh, he's just a guy who wants to be loved, he pretty much promised her all of this money, all of these things that she'd never have to work, never have to lift a finger. So now she's come there expecting that, and he's like, I thought by now you'd get over it. So I kind of don't like him.
Because I love Anfisa.
I love you and I miss you.
You can't fix stupid.
Oh, there's a tenner for that one. You can't fix stupid. That was a good one.
I don't need your stuff in my apartment. I'm gonna throw it all from the window.
You say that you're gonna leave.
I'm gonna leave because I'm tired of you. I want the money to book the flight back.
That's some gangster shit. You know what? Take some more. Take some more, Jesus. That's great. I don't want to be here anymore. Come help me book my flight and pay for it and pack my bags and then drive me to the airport. Please. Thank you. So after the fight, presumably George is in the garage because he turns up literally in seconds. Once they're done on the phone, he turns up and they can finally make amends.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
George corners her, which is kind of horrible. I mean, that wasn't too good. And then she just walks past him.
I'm trying to compromise with you as much as I can. You're not even compromising with me.
So, she doesn't even English is not her first language, and she's still like, what that's you just on 30 pounds.
Can we just get over this argument already?
No.
I was watching this with my friend. As soon as we saw that part, it was like, oh, this is something that annoys me. I feel like it would annoy a lot of people. Someone saying, can we just get over it without actually solving the problem, without communicating, talking about it? Let's just move past this. I know that I'm horrible and that you said that you're a gold digger, but can we just forget about the whole thing and act like nothing happened until the next time this is brought up? Without actually fixing a problem, it's just gonna keep coming up. Like, say your car wheel falls off, right? You wouldn't just look at your car and be like, ignore that, and then drive till the car proceeds to explode with you in it. You'd probably want to fix that. So I don't know why you wouldn't do it in a relationship if you wouldn't do it if it was something tangible.
Can I give you a hug?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And like a bear who's trying to make love to salmon, he hugs her and she pushes his face away. This is one of the most awkward things I think I've ever seen.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
We can grab some breakfast. That way you're not hungry.
No.
So that night they make up by not really making up. Anfisa's still mad, and somehow they do end up, I guess, in bed together. But when I say in bed, it's more like George is just sitting there awkwardly and she's actually under the covers. I think it's the next day and he's like, let's get breakfast before we leave. So at this point, it's like, I think she still wants to go back home, but I don't know if she's just doing this to prove a point.
You just don't want to go? You don't like it? Or
I don't want to go.
so what is it that you don't like?
What? I didn't say I don't like.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
How do you deal with people? Do you just try and kiss your problems away, Mr. Casanova? He just walks in the door, busts it down. He's like, tell you what I was thinking about when I was away. Your beautiful neck. And she's just supposed to be like, oh, George. Oh, how could I stay mad at you? Honestly, she could probably stay mad for a long time, my guy. I feel like this is not the best way to do things. George constantly uses money to try and solve problems. As we go on in the series, especially the next episode, this man's addiction to money and his philosophy on money solving every problem will proceed to be his downfall. Every time he messes up, he's like, let me buy her something to fix it. That's like putting on something false when something real is happening. Again, back to the car. If my wheel falls out and I put a painting of a tire on my car, it wouldn't actually fix the problem. It would look like it, but it wouldn't fix it. Do you get what I'm saying, George?
I don't really like lying to Anfisa, but
Then don't do it, man.
If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
Anfisa somehow, against all odds, wakes up, has an epiphany, and is like, you know what? Marginally, America's better than Russia. I'm gonna stay here. So she does, and George is like, oh, I'm off the hook. So then he goes somewhere else and proceeds to lie. George has issues with lying, issues with withholding the truth. He's seen that this is a problem. It affects Anfisa. I'm sure anybody in their right mind would know lying to your partner and to be spouse is not a good idea. But there he goes again.
Into thinking that I was going to work today because I want to surprise her. I still haven't proposed to her properly. I'm actually going to buy her a ring.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Damn it, I lost the sneeze. That's like the worst feeling. The only feeling worse is being lied to by George. Anyway, in this case, it wasn't such a bad lie because he's only lying to say he was at work to get her a ring to propose for. And I think that's kind of sweet. But I also think that's not sweet because Anfisa is someone who knows exactly what she wants. So you might get the wrong ring and she might blow up with you. You might be sleeping on a different couch for 2 more weeks. We could be having a repeat cycle, you know what I mean? Oh no!
Let me show you some stones.
It's hard to please her because she likes, really...
I feel broke just watching this. God damn it. Look at them rings. Damn. I feel like if I propose, I would like to get a big ring because they say, the bigger the ring, the more you love someone. I usually say the bigger the ding dong, the more you can love someone. Both of those are wrong. The truth is, the more effort you put in, the more you love someone. And I really hope that will actually please my future wife because that's all I had. I don't have those other 2 things.
Oh, me so sad.
Anyway, George, what's up?
I do like this size right here. I like the sparkle. Everything about this one is pretty nice.
This dude's a real jeweler. I really like it. Like he's looking at it from like, holy fucking, what the hell? Is this made out of magic?
Crystals.
Yes, it sparkles. She'll like this. Every diamond sparkles, you crazy.
So what would this run me?
It'll be $18,800.
Love of God!
Oh, throw it away. Throw it away, man. $18,000 for that? Here's 10 pounds. Take it. Take it. I'll take the ring.
I'm looking to stay within the 10 and 15 range.
Let me clarify. He means dollars, not thousand. Like not 10,000 to 15,000. He means $10 to $15. Ideally, that's post-tax and pre-wife. So
that's doable.
So what size would I need?
15, yeah, for if you were to do just the solitaire and the diamond.
Then comes the most annoying ringing sound. And if you're thinking it's your phone or your family's phone, it's not. It's Anfisa. And she's doing the most annoying thing, which George will proceed to explain.
It would be 11.7.
I'll go ahead.
What's that noise?
It's my fiance. It has me on Find My iPhone, so when she ever wants to get my attention, she'll just bing me.
Yep, no, exactly. That look of... Bitch? What?
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Bitch, what?
She has you on Find My iPhone. Are you an iPhone?
Yes, I am.
She has an AirTag on your asshole. You're being tracked by a Russian? This sounds like the old days. What?
Anfisa has my password on the Find My iPhone app.
Well, how did you get your password, big boy? How did you get is your password I like muffins? Did she guess it? Probably not. You gave it to her. Don't act like this is a problem that just came out of thin air. Don't give... I understand, man. Spousal trust. You give your person your password. There's one person who knows my password on my phone. She could use it whenever she wants. Everyone else can F off. But I'll tell you what, if anybody started finding my iPhone to me, I'm gonna throw my phone in a lake. And they will be like, oh my God, Leo has drowned because he can't swim. And they might as well think that because I don't want to be tracked every day. Everyone deserves their privacy. This man is trying to do a nice thing for his partner, buy her a $10,000 ring. And she's like, where is George, my chauffeur driver? She's a little French sometimes.
iPhone app, so she tends to click it to get my attention and just that screeching, beeping noise makes...
I bet you if he turns off his phone, she turns off his sex privileges.
I haven't had no sex.
I bet you. How much you want to bet? I bet you. 10 pounds? 20? I've got a couple.
Noise makes me just want to break it.
So you're all set. Just come and pick it up tomorrow morning.
Oh my God, he actually is a drug dealer.
Hey there, boys and girls, I got many of drugs for you.
Who pays $10,000 in cash? George probably came with a money phone and was like, bring, bring. Damn, it's money. I can't hear shit. Anyway, I'll take that ring, thank you very much. Who accepts $10,000 in cash at this point? Is that not shady? If anyone comes in and is like, yes, I'll buy a house. All right, would you like a loan? Nope. Jorge, get the wheelbarrows. $10,000 in cash. That's a weed dealer right there.
She's like, answer me. So why does she keep banging you?
Well, it's just...
Have you ever had a dream that you had
Good answer, George. Why does she keep binging you? Silly. Yeah.
that you had?
That didn't answer any. You just said yes. I feel like there's a lot riding on this ring now, George. I just want to let you know that for $10,000, this is a diamond, but this is not a infinity stone, okay? You cannot fix things that can't be fixed. But anyway. Booyah!
The first few times, it kind of wasn't too big of a deal, but then it started to happen over and over again. Anfisa and I need to have a conversation about boundaries.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, that would be great. Are you actually gonna do that, or are you just giving me lip service right now? Because I would like lip service, but not from you.
So I gotta call you back. Bye.
There was no call.
So then George gets back in his car. Kind of weird because he changed shirts in between. I don't know if he sweats and has new shirts just in the back. Not gonna question it, 90 Day Fiance. I can't help but think if George really wanted to lie, he could have just got 2 phones. Not that I condone that, but my goodness, George. That's really annoying to have your iPhone tag go off. That is just like, no, I hate that sound. There is nothing that I hate more than my morning alarm clock because it makes me realize I have to be here another day. And I want to kick that in the ass. But that is a close second. My God.
How many times does she generally contact you during the day?
I don't know, it's hard to count, like at least 1,000.
What the fuck?
That's 41.6 times an hour. That's a lot of that's every hour for 24 hours. So if I actually included sleep, that would be double or triple. Let's be conservative, 100 times an hour. Okay, well, that is a hell of a relationship. That's healthy. There's nothing more that says healthy like someone who messages you 100 times, has access to your PIN accounts, and iPhone tags you when you're not home on time. This sounds about as healthy as George looks right now. Sorry.
I need to call my client back.
So George is in the middle of a phone call. He's, selling his weed because he needs to actually make the monthly payments on that ring.
Would you like to buy some marijuana?
And in between, Anfisa is calling him, and she is mad because she hasn't heard from him in over 4 seconds. Oh my God.
Sometimes it is frustrating, especially when I'm taking care of something for my business. I'll call you back in just a few seconds. No. Can you? Oh my.
I like how he answers the call anyway, but he gets progressively madder. This is like a Simpsons bit. Honestly, it's like the scene where Flanders keeps answering the phone even though he knows who's calling and it's Homer's automated machine. He's just like, I can't talk. Hello? What?
Haddly diddly.
Greetings, friend. Do you wish to look at...
Haddly do.
Greetings, friend.
Dang. Howdy.
Friend.
Shoot.
Like, I'm sure it would say her name. Like, if he's waiting for the client, it can't possibly be the client is also called Babe. Unless the client was a pig.
What the is the problem? I need to make this money. What the She's driving me crazy.
And you're driving. That was the joke. Also, you need to iron your shirt, bro. Seriously, I don't know what the hell. I don't know if your titties are bigger than Anfisa's also, but those things are bouncing and I can't stop looking at them. Point being, you guys need to have an actual conversation about boundaries, like you said. You thought I forgot, but I didn't. We're not having that conversation about boundaries, are we, George? You're just screaming at her on the phone. I don't know why, like, maybe the road gets George all walked up because he can't speak to Anfisa like this normally. But when he's in the car, dealing with money, he lets her have it.
Let her have it.
right now. I'm not even thinking proposing.
What are you gonna do? Give the ring back? What? You just went to the store, bruh. Are you kidding me? I'm not, right now I don't even want to propose to her. Literally 2 minutes after going to a store, trying to get a ring to propose to her. Have you ever seen both people in a relationship play hot and cold? That is wild. That's a new type of relationship where at any given time, one of them's like, hey, honey, or should I say bitch, because I'm leaving your ass. And she looks at him and she's like, yeah, not if I leave you first, Timothy. And then she's out the door. And both of them are like, I love you. I'm so sorry.
I'm literally making a deal for $15,000 and you're really it up.
This is what money looks like, kids. This is what business looks like. You're a fat man in a fat shirt, driving fatly on the freeway, making your fat stacks, calling your thin, beautiful Russian wife, and she is giving you a fat headache. No, this is the I'll put my foot up your ass beep. Yes, motherfucker, you heard the beep when we were in the store 2 minutes ago. What are you trying to insinuate right now? The producer is such a shit stirrer. Is that the find your iPhone beep? Because it sounds like just a general beep, but it could be. Could I don't know, George. You tell me. I didn't even know he was in the car. I forget sometimes the cameras are on him. So like if you can imagine this guy just being in the car normally, one thing, but then you have like a dude with a big camera like, ooh, what's she saying now, George? Ooh, that's the iPhone tag beep.
So she tracks you while you're driving?
Yeah. No, producer. She just likes playing with something in between when I do my job. She's just mistakenly tapping that button every time. Thanks, producer man. Why don't you take that camera and shove it somewhere else other than my face?
I know.
The scene ends with her doing the same thing, proceeding to absolutely pound that iPhone tracking button, which I think that's what iPhone tags were made for annoying George. But anyway, he's home now and presumably angry.
What's going on?
What the are you doing?
Everything sounds like it's going really well. Also, George changed shirts again, didn't he?
Nice.
Wow. I guess every time he does his weed dealing, he has to change like Superman. He's got a uniform. His uniform is a crushed red t-shirt. It shows that, yes, I'm a business dealer, but I'm not doing too well. And I don't have an ironing board, but I will sell you my dank product.
She just told me to get out.
Again. This is like peak comedy. Every now and again, I find the show so unintentionally funny that I don't even want to laugh. I just want to clap at how funny it is. He's like already outside the hotel, and he's like, she just told me to get out. Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so, big man. You were inside and now you're outside. I got that much. Thank you, George. Thank you.
There was really no conversation of anything. We didn't even talk about nothing.
So George and his man toots leave. I guess he's staying at a hotel for another night. I feel like these hotels at this point in that vicinity, as soon as he walks through, they're like, ooh, bad night with the wife, huh? We got your suite ups and already set up the beds there. Oh yeah, we're making dinner. Your favorite, canned beans.
I got some beans. You like beans?
Probably gonna stay at a hotel or something. I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. Like, there's no need for me to deal with it.
Yeah, way to hold your own, George. I thought you were gonna have a conversation about boundaries, but now you're staying in a hotel alone because you don't want to deal with it. Fantastic, buddy. This problem is sure gonna sort itself out. You know what they say? Sleep on it. Some problems just sort themselves out. I feel like that's what most inventors say, most directors say, most musicians say, and that's how things get made, George. Good thinking, buddy.
I can only do so much. There's really no point in arguing with. I don't want this for the rest of my life. I wanted the Anfisa that I met when I first met her.
You want the Anfisa you met when you first met her? George, when you first met her, she was exactly the same. She was just further away. So whenever you put the phone down, you didn't have to physically deal with the ramifications of this. And you only deal with someone in small doses when you meet them for the first time. Nobody shows their full self. If you can't love someone months into a relationship after they've shown every side of themselves, you're probably not meant to be, George. What are you saying, man? man. Everybody wants to take it back to the beginning because that's easy. It's like saying I want to go back to childhood because I wish I didn't have any responsibility. It's a lovely thought, but it's not like you could just put on some diapers, shit yourself, and then stop paying bills in the house because people are like, oh, look at the baby. It's not gonna solve anything, man.
I wanted the Anfisa that traveled all over the world. Now I'm starting to see how she is as far as like her attitude, pretty much her gratitude.
And also her latitude, because she is really just stretching my, patience all over this globe. I'm gonna give her that fatitude when I come back, I'll tell you that.
It's not really anywhere near close to what I want for my future.
So, the end of the episode ends with George on a balcony saying that he really just wants the old Anfisa back, the one who traveled with him. That's all he had to say. I love it. That's his relationship. That's how vapid it is. I want the girl who used to travel with me. All right, that's it. If you couldn't see it, like, I feel like even people without vision could see this from miles away. The relationship cannot stand on its own 2 feet because George doesn't see anything other than her beauty, and she doesn't have any respect for him beyond his money. Both of them are operating with very one-dimensional views of each other, and I don't know how that's supposed to sustain, and they're supposed to build not only a relationship but a marriage. I don't even know why he proposed. I don't know why she said yes. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know what's going on.
I don't either.
I don't even know.
Oh my god, he sucked the absolute shit out of that straw. That's a suck. That's a suck with 2 Z's. He was like, what do you mean there's no alcohol in this? Diet? Oh,
we got into an argument over nothing, really, and I just feel like she's just trying to get whatever she can get.
I mean, she did fully, absolutely, and 100% say she's basically doing this for the money. It's a transactional relationship, if you will. Is there any possibly clearer way she could say it unless she got a mic and got Beyonce Knowles to sing the chorus of Goldigger to you?
Oh, she's a gold digger.
What are we missing here, George? What is left for you to figure out? It's like the puzzle has already been solved for you, and you're using other puzzle pieces from different things and just trying to stick it together. What are you doing?
I never met a person that is so, like, cold. There's one thing of Russian culture being a certain way, but there's also a thing about being human.
If she's not even a human, then why are you dating her, George? What, are you trying to fuck a robot now? Huh? Is this iRobot? Is this I want to fuck robot? What is this, George? I thought she was the most beautiful girl and she travels. She fits all of your criteria. She breathes, she travels, and she's beautiful. But now she's the coldest person. So she's so cold, her temperature doesn't even resemble that of a human being. George, yesterday you bought a ring and sold some weed. Today you hate this woman. What are we doing here?
I'm just fed up with the way I'm treated, and honestly, like, I just feel like, we should both go our own way.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, I hate it. I hate that idea that, like, sometimes it doesn't work out, but rather cut your losses and save the person any extra despair or untimely bad feelings towards each other. Maybe you have room to grow if you cut the person loose. Who knows? I feel like if that's the way that you need to do things, then fantastic. Let's see if he does that.
Wait. Because at this point, I think we're hurting each other. Yesterday, me and Anfisa got into a really heated argument.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Oh, did you? Did you get into a heated argument yesterday? Oh, I could throw a fucking dot at a calendar and it would land on any day, and I guarantee that day they also had another heated argument. What an ironic thing. A cold bitch, but a heated argument. What now?
I don't know why it escalated the way it did. And basically, I spent the night in my car.
What is new, George? What is new? The only thing is that the car might have been out of the garage. What's new, buddy? You spent the night in your car. You had car sex, but the, twist was it was just you and both your hands. How many nights can you spend in that car? It already looks like it's not spacious. Where are you sleeping, brother? Huh? This is bad for you, man. This is really bad for you. I need to see you standing up for yourself and just setting everything free there, George.
We don't have much time left on our fiance visa. Anfisa seems so unhappy that she's even threatened to go home. I feel like I just need some time to clear my head.
So George is actually like really, his head is all over the place. And I can tell that because when you pause, when he parks the car, you will see that this motherfucker parked directly in between two parkings. Not only is that the douchiest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I genuinely think his head is so flubbered that he doesn't even know that he parked that badly. That is, George, I have never seen a worse parking in my life, brother. You're not even gonna try and park that again. He was just like, fuck it, 2 spaces. This is for me and should have been my wife. Ruined my life. Ooh.
Bostick side eye.
What the Oh, Anfisa keyed my car.
You have 2 cars? Why do you have so many cars? I mean, what? She keyed your car? Is this not a sign? Is this not enough of a horrible thing? Like, I feel like this is destruction of property. You can, I was gonna say you could sue her, but you'd just be taking your stuff back at this point, so don't do that.
She keyed idiot into the driver's side door.
This kind of behavior is never tolerated. They put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Right to jail.
Well, she wouldn't do it into the passenger side. That would be her, obviously.
I was ultimately thinking of proposing today. This is not how I pictured it. Now, I just want this nightmare to be over.
I can't with him. Like, it literally is 1 second he's like, yeah, I think we should go our separate ways. We're just hurting each other. And like the next minute he's like, well, today was when I was gonna propose. And then as soon as something happens, he's like, I just want this hell to be over. She's the coldest person I've ever met. And like 1 minute later, he'll be like, I really wish I could go back to the old her. I loved her so much. She's so pretty.
Oh my God, she's so pretty!
This dude is just doing a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing right now.
Money, please.
Okay, flex on me, big boy. I can do that too.
Ha ha ha.
It's a little bit under $10,000. It's more than enough to buy her the ticket home.
That was the most needless flex I think I've ever seen in my life. He sat there and counted money and then said, I think it's enough to buy her a ticket home. You're such a douchebag sometimes. I'm gonna take out my life savings and then like count it at like a grocery store and be like, yeah, I think that's enough to buy my chicken breast. Yes, sir, it's $4. I don't know why you took out your life savings of $40. This is really too much.
So are you planning to go home?
So apparently George is like, I'm gonna book your flight home. This is too much. You keyed idiot into my car. We're leaving. And Anfisa gets in the car and the producer doing his absolute job. Are you going home, Anfisa? Or is something wrong? And nobody's having it today.
Hey, George. Just checking, man. Are you at the airport? Anfisa didn't have any bags with her. Just wondering what's going on and if you're coming back.
So George then leaves with Anfisa and the production company is not aware of this. They probably didn't prepare for this. And they call George and they're like, hey man, where are you? Because we need to actually get the content. And there is no reply.
Yeah, what's going on?
Because they come back.
Can we talk about what's happening?
Can we? I mean, I'm kind of confused. You guys went to the airport just to pay the parking and then come back. What happened on that ride that made them want to turn back around and carry on this absolute disaster of a marriage? What the hell turned them around? Because they almost got out. They almost did.
Can we talk a little bit?
Took her to the airport and basically couldn't find a flight.
Are you coming?
Oh. Okay, so George talks to the production crew for all of 10 seconds. He's like, we couldn't find a flight, so I guess we came back. And literally as if he's a dog, she calls him and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, just going back. It's almost like you can see the leash on his neck as she pulls it verbally. That's really bad, George. You are whooped to the nth degree. But I also want to say, why would you ever go to the airport knowing that there's no flight? Why would you not pre-book a flight? George spent all that time counting his money. He couldn't count his brain cells and be like, yo, I need to actually book this thing. I guess when you start paying with everything in cash, you can't book things online, can you? George, that's the problem with drug dealing. It's very hard to do online shopping with it.
Would like to find out what you're thinking.
Ooh, that's a good angle. A dick shot. Nice. So, I mean, I don't understand what the actual hell is going on because the producers are like, hey, we don't know what we're filming. The literal next shot is them placing a camera for his dick. So I don't know how they got the camera on there, but apparently, I think this is when he comes back out though.
Basically, I tried to get the ticket and it didn't work out.
You don't have to whisper outside of the door. I don't think that she has supersonic hearing because she's not a bat. She's just Russian. Okay?
She has to be at the airport before the ticket gets.
You know what? Fuck it. I take it back. Apparently she can't hear you. Maybe she was listening with one of those through the door.
Anfisa, can we talk to you for 5 minutes? Anfisa, I'd love to just hear sort of what you're thinking, what you're planning.
Again, this is one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen on 90 Day Fiance. The door opens. You don't even see her face. You just see the door opening, and with no communication, George, who is severely whooped, just proceeds to reluctantly go back in the door. And then they talk to Anfisa, and he looks at the producers without saying words, like a puppy who is lost. And the door slowly proceeds to close. This is like the ending of The Godfather. This is genuinely like the ending in which Al Pacino is standing with his family and Kay does not get to like sit in on anything and she just watches as the door closes and she knows she's not part of the family. What a scene. I can't believe they paid homage to the best movie of all time. George, what a cinephile you are.
This place is nice.
I'm glad you like it. Hope the food is not.
So, without any context at all, we catch up with the fine, handsome young couple the next day, and they seem to be in a better headspace. It doesn't seem like George slept in the car, and it doesn't seem like Anfisa is in Russia. What happened to fix the situation? I guess we'll have to find out on the next episode of Question Mark.
All this and more on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I really appreciate you going out of your way and booking this for us.
Oh, did you pay for it? That's a rhetorical question. I know you pay for it. I was just playing. But maybe that's her way of saying sorry. She's like, I'll book you a nice, beautiful meal for you to pay for and for us to have. Good. And how do you think they got past that last fight? You think George used his silver tongue to say the words, can we just move past this? And they actually did that?
Move past it! I can't get it! Let's move past it! Let's put it behind.
I wonder what happened.
90 days is almost over.
I totally get it. It's hard for me too because like sometimes I feel like you don't appreciate what I do for you. Like all those long hours.
All those long hours of me selling weed, I do it for us. I do it for my little kid that I imagine us having. I call him Weedy Daniel. I do it for my family. I do it for my city. I do it for my hood. I do it for your hood in Russia. I don't know where it is. Vodka City, I presume. I do it for the future. Snoop Dogg is my only customer.
We smoke weed every day.
Just because I missed you, not because of any other reason.
She's opening up a little bit more and it feels really good. I put myself in her shoes and I see what the problem is.
Oh.
Do you? Do you really? Can you tell me what the problem is? Because besides lying and promising her something you can't deliver, I don't think there's actually that many problems. Like, everything that she seems to be angry at is actually really unobtainable. Like, you can't possibly expect someone to be with you 24/7. Like, he's just working. He's selling those herbs so he can actually provide her with the rings and other things and go out to eat fancy dinners. I don't know if most of this is warranted, but I'm glad that George seems to see what's going on. It looks like the relationship is taking a turn for the best, and I can tell because 90 Day Fiance gives me these musical cues. They'll play sweet piano melody, dun 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 dun, and now I'm feeling really happy, except things are about to go bad again.
I want from you is to be a little bit patient.
I'll try. I need to be more calm and more patient. I know sometimes I can be a little mean. I'm sorry about that.
What the hell happened last night? Did he pipe? Is he really good at that?
Did you clean my pipes?
No.
Does he give her the Mario type pipe?
No.
Huh? What is happening? What did I miss since yesterday? They literally were going to go to the airport and never talk to each other again. Today it's like, I will try for you, George. My love of my life. I will miss you 24/7. And that extra hour is just, I wish they had more time in life for you and me. What did I miss? How much? You know what? You know what it is? It's the money. He flashed the cash and she was like, let me not lose sight. Jesus help me. Vladimir help me. You are a cool George. You are a very nice man. I like you for your sexy fat body.
What do you think is the most important thing in a relationship?
Money.
Money?
How you gonna react like that if she says the actual money? We've never discussed that. It's not like I had a wad of $10,000 that I was just counting yesterday. It's not like I have an Audi R8 that I park like an absolute douchebag in another car that you keyed idiot on. Money? Did you say honey? What the? Did you say it's sunny? Did you see a bunny? What?
I said laugh. Are you deaf?
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's a little bit like you gotta have like Biggie Smalls type game. You gotta rap like that to be sort of that big boy, and then look at someone who's like, you know, presume like a model. I'm not saying like I think she's that, but like objectively speaking, to be like, yeah, this is gonna work out fine. Now, I'm not saying that the big boys can't get love, and all power to them. I don't see why they couldn't. But like, you got to be really confident in yourself and probably possess some other skill set as well. Because believe it or not, we are in like that predator landscape. Humans are pretty much part of that anyway. Everyone's fighting to be with the best people. I mean, here's the classic example of this. If Rob Schneider was Rob Schneider, the bus driver, his wife wouldn't look like his wife. That might be a really bad thing to say, but is it fake? It's Rob Schneider. His best movie was him being a gigolo. And you know it was a movie. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Money is not anything to fall in love with. I'm worried that if I lose everything, go broke, like, would you still love me?
Oh my God, did we not have this conversation last time and she said, no, I only love you for your money? Why are you trying this again, George? What are you doing, man?
Of course.
Her response that she would still be with me no matter what gave me peace of mind.
Did it? Ask her that during a fight, okay? Ask her that during a fight, because I don't know why she changed her mind. I don't know, again, what she's getting at here, but I don't know how a person can literally change their mind that much within such a short space of time. I'm really skeptical of what's about to happen.
After our talk, like, I just feel like all this weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
It hasn't though. I mean, sorry, but it hasn't. The weight's still there. I'm waiting for you to realize what you've done. Brother, I'm looking out for you, man.
I promise you that I'm gonna give you the best wedding in your life.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did hear that, Anfisa, and he keeps making promises he can't keep, so I don't know what to do right now.
You're better.
Love you. In the end, I decided to get married because I love Anfisa.
Oh, it was good for you, I guess. Had a tumultuous 3 days of almost breaking up, wanting to send her back home, counting money, parking like a douchebag, and now going to marry her again. This is good. This is great.
Ultimately, the heart wants what the heart wants.
So does the balls. But you don't listen to the balls, do you? Because oftentimes, the balls are wrong. I'm not saying the heart is always right, but we've all been there, where the heart and the balls line up and they must hit their target. George, I'm just saying, I think your balls are leading the way on this one, not your heart.
Balls of fate! I miss him too!
I don't feel like our wedding a big deal because it's just for papers. It's not really a celebration. It's just for legal reasons.
So to honor their 90-day commitment, Jorge and Anfisa decide to get married, but not in the most traditional way, not with lots of people watching, not like the wedding George promised Anfisa, but more off a court wedding just to say the documents are there so that she won't be heading off back to Russia and that she can actually have her green card. And so they're doing it this way. I don't know if Anfisa's happy about that because, again, George promised something else, but in saying that, they are actually marrying each other, and I guess that's cool.
I know it's not what you envisioned, but I hope you're happy that we're going through with getting married. I love you.
Ooh, I should start drinking every time there's something awkward, but then I die, so maybe I shouldn't. That was awkward. That's what you want to hear from your almost wife. I love you, honey. Buy me a Range Rover.
Wow, my love, you look amazing.
Thank you.
You ready for this?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do it. Finally, we're here.
Oh, finally.
Yep, finally. The couple least likely to succeed is there at the wedding, in which they don't need to dress like this because it's not actually a wedding. It's just paperwork. But okay.
Over 90 days, yeah, we've had a few doubts, but we're finally here, and I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with Anfisa.
So we're gathered here today.
There's 3 people. 2 of them gathered. You had to. You know, Anfisa has her things, you know. She's definitely got her ups and downs, but this is one of the moments where I was like, if you're gonna give the gal a wedding, you might as well give her a good one. I know in 90 days, it's not like you can plan a great wedding and they spent 88 of those fighting, but I still feel a little sorry for her, you know.
To celebrate one of life's greatest moments. Today is the day that you're being joined in marriage. It's your desire to love each other for life, and that's what we're celebrating today.
In a very honest and cute moment, Anfisa actually cries thinking about the situation. And it sort of pulls back a veil on her that even though she may be pretty cold and forthcoming with a lot of her words, she's probably definitely in touch with her emotions and, I don't know, maybe really does want to be married, want to belong to someone. And it doesn't matter how, like, externally you look. I think everyone at some point wants to belong, and so it's a very cute moment.
Hold each other's hands. And both of you together repeat after me.
But that's not how that works. You have to do it one by one. Were you like late? And both of you, oh shit. And one of you, nope. Both of you repeat after me. Just say I love you. I'm gonna kiss you off, consummate, and hopefully date. Yep, that's all right. I'm out.
I take you.
I take you.
As my partner.
As my partner.
To have.
I take thee to be my lawfully wedded bride. Both of us? Yes, both. And I will kiss you in sickness and in pride. All right, let's go.
These rings, they represent your unbroken circle of love. Take her ring. Do you take this beautiful woman to be your wife today?
I do.
And do you take him to be your husband?
Do you take this beautiful woman to be your wife today? I do. And do you take this thing to be your husband? I do. Are you sure? I think so. You can back out now. I mean, this is not like a contract. You can run. You sure?
Yes, I do.
By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
So, a beautiful, gorgeous marriage between Jorge and Anfisa. Very good. Now they're a married couple living in America. Things have been going great. Well, kind of.
2 hours later.
Then don't complain.
Since we've been married, she threatens to leave me every day, but so far she hasn't done.
So far, so good.
Nice. It's nice. Good marriage. Since we've been married, she's been threatening to go back to Russia. She said the bear is annoying at her, a little less annoying, so. But she hasn't left yet. She cannot figure out the lock on the door.
Okay, let's go. So far.
So far.
I hate being married to George.
And we're off to a good start.
A good start!
That is exactly how you want your marriage to be. This is, God. Their moments are so few and far between. It's like once in a blue moon, he or she will do something right or nice to the other one. Their chemistry is close to zero. That's why I find it very fascinating that they have even lasted 90 days. This is like putting 2 strangers in Love is Blind, making them go out with each other, and then saying you have to be together for 90 days. But there's no real incentive as to why. Is he getting that good sex? Is she getting that good money? Because I don't think she's getting as good money as she expected. And he's probably not getting, well, he's getting it. So he's probably happy.
So what are your feelings on working?
Be a housewife.
You complain about being a housewife every day.
Okay, so now that they're married, George has shifted the goalposts. When initially we saw him, he said he wants a non-feminist, someone who is just going to be sort of subservient and run the house. He thinks in like, you know, it's a classic way that you should run the household, like the old days. And he didn't want her to get a job because getting a job is progressive. He didn't say that, but that's what it is. But now he's like, bitch, you need to work.
A housewife doesn't mean being stuck in an apartment. I don't like to cook and I don't like to clean, so I'm not a typical housewife. I would never learn for George. I'm happy just going out to a restaurant.
I don't cook, I don't clean.
Yeah, and clearly he's happy going to fucking Burger King every day. So this is not gonna work. You never gonna cook for this man? Oh man. You're telling me he's going to get most of his nutrition from a clown who wears size 86 shoes and has red fucking hair? Like, this is not where you want to get your meat and patties from. I don't know.
Since we got married, Anfisa wanted a house. So today we're gonna meet up with the realtor because she's not happy in this little apartment.
So, in the last episode, George actually lied about not being able to find an apartment because he had a minor misdemeanor charge dealing marijuana to the people.
Excuse me, officer. Would you like to buy some marijuana?
It showed up on a record, so it was harder to get a place, but eventually he found one. The problem was he lied about it for a long time. Now, Anfisa's like, since we're married, we might as well expect a kid, so we need a better, bigger apartment. And George is like, okay, I'm gonna get you something. The problem is, they're way out of his price range. I don't know why this man constantly promises things he can't deliver. He's like a catfish, and then you meet him, and he keeps trying to catfish you whilst being in reality. It only works over the internet, George.
I'm really worried about where the realtor is taking us today because what Anfisa wants is way out of the price range.
Is this the house?
Damn!
Oh, that's not a house, my lady. That is a manor. That is a compound. That's a house? For two of you? Why do you need so much space? I never understood that. I mean, I like a big house myself, but that's lavish.
So, driving up to the house, I was really blown away. It looks like a castle, but I could already tell it's out of my budget.
This looks neat. I wonder.
Yeah, man, when the door is bigger, like, you know, you can tell the price of a house by the door. The bigger and more bombastic the door is, the less you can afford it. I stepped into a house that required force to open the door. I was like, I might as well just leave. I can't afford this. This is not fair. That's a big oak wooden door. That's a RuneScape level 70 woodcutting door. It's out of your league is what I'm saying.
Hi George, hi Anfisa.
Nice
Come
to
on
see you
in.
again.
Well, welcome to your mini chateau.
Oh no, she's using French words. That's out of your price range, man. Just call it a snail. Anytime you put French on it, it just adds so much more money to it. If I'm eating snail from the garden, not only is it free, it's frowned upon. But if I'm eating snail at a restaurant, it is the highest class escargot. Chateau, shithole. Way better. I can live in a shithole. I can't afford a chateau.
This is more of a life I expected when I moved here to the United States.
Here you have a barbecue as well as an English garden.
Oh my god, the garden's not even from the same country they're in. It's an English garden and they're in America. This is another thing with rich things. Whenever they combine stuff, it's a modern French restaurant with like a Chinese outlook off the situation. It's got fortune cookies and it's also Japanese because it's Nobu. That's too expensive. That's too many countries. I can't even afford my own one.
Has a private gazebo area. There's also a pool with a jacuzzi. A custom elevator.
Okay, I mean, I feel like we're repeating stuff here, but if your house has the same thing that a shopping mall has to take people up and down, it's too expensive.
Let's take a look at the master bedroom. It has its own fireplace and is nice and spacious.
It's probably just as big as the apartment that we're
That's not that just looks like a living room, lady. What are you lying to them for? The door, that's not a master bedroom windows. That just looks like another entrance, you dirty. What?
So already I can see that Anfisa's really liking this house, but I don't know if it's something I could afford.
The monthly payment on this home is $7,800.
If you told your realtor, okay, I know I say it weird, realtor, that your budget was $5,000 a month, and she was like, it's a little bit more. It's almost $8,000. Would you not just fire her on the spot? Because if I told someone, hey, I would like to buy a burger that cost me $5, and he's like, well, this is $50, I would take the burger meat and use it to slap him with it. This is not, where am I getting that extra money? Am I pulling it out of your paycheck? I asked you for a certain price, lady. This is way too much. $5,000 a month is a lot. And that's US dollars. In my currency, I did the conversion on my computer and it shut down and cried. It's a lot.
I love it, you love it.
I mean, it's really nice.
Can you afford this?
I would need a little bit of extra time to get some money together.
How much time do you need?
Okay, so immediately the Goldiggery Anfisa is back. She's like, hey, you can't rent the house? You said you can rent the house. You promised good life? Why is not good life? I listened to Kanye West good life? What problem? He good life, you good life. He black, you're black. Not okay. Give me good life.
I don't know, to be honest with you. It could be a month or 2 months from now.
Why? What are you going to do in this month?
I'm gonna buy many lottery tickets, Anfisa, and hopefully within 1 to 2 months, I will win the money needed to pay off this house. Also, I could be in debt. Give me 2 months though.
I just think that it's out of the budget.
He said he had money. He said he's gonna give me everything I want. And if that's what I want, he should be able to give it to me.
I mean, I'm assuming within reason. I'm not trying to be on his side because he's lied so often that I don't even know if I could be on his side most of the time. But like, you know, she said like, this is the house that I want. I can finally have my space in. Bitch, if you want space, go to a park. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You haven't really walked ever in your life. You got some crazy expectations. It's good to have, you know, Charles Dickens, great expectations, but these are too high.
Today, I'm going out shopping with my friend Miranda. Miranda is my only friend. This one?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So I was like looking at the scene and I was like, what is wrong with this picture? I don't know if you noticed. I'll give you a second. Her friend is the person who sold George the diamond ring. They're now friends. And initially I was like, 90 Day, you scallywag. You're just reusing actors. But it turns out they became friends somehow after George bought the ring. And now these two proceed to hate on George. I feel like this is some sort of betrayal that I'm not ready to process yet.
Miranda works at a jewelry store where George came to pick up a ring. I think we have a lot in common. She's a strong woman. It's nice to spend some time with my friend and be away from George.
I like how earlier she would call George 1,000 times. And even in the scene with this other girl, when George wasn't responding, she was using her iPhone or his iPhone tag to try and get his attention. But as soon as it comes to her, she's like, I need to get away from George. I cannot do this. I will take every friend he ever has.
He promised me a nice life here, but he can't afford the house. George used to say that I could get whatever I want, but it all has changed since I came to the United States.
No. Again, I feel like both your expectations is crazy. I mean, more him, but like, he probably said a lot more shit when he was in America and didn't have to see you all the time. And when he came to see you for a period of like a week, he probably had enough money to be like, yeah, I can afford that. Because it's a little holiday. Everyone gets a little more baller on a holiday, except me. I bought Rice Krispies. There was $1 because I didn't want to buy the Kellogg's one. I don't understand why I'm so brown. Okay, the point is, what you're seeing in George was like little clumps of goodness, but now you're getting the whole picture. You just saw like a close-up image, and the whole picture is that he doesn't have that kind of money every day. So most of those promises are gonna fall short. And it's really bad on his part, but yeah, it's just something to note.
I think a lot of Americans have this stereotype, beautiful Russian woman dating some American man just for money. Who would want to date a broke man, really?
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
I got money. Jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Here, take that. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that bad. Who would date a broke man? That's cold. And it's true. Oh my God. So many people don't want to date someone who's broke. Imagine, oh God, Anfisa's spitting the truth. She's preaching that good gospel, and it's you know, you don't want to hear it, but in a lot of cases at this point, it's kind of true. Damn, I feel like there's still love out there. I feel like people attract what energy they put out. If Anfisa is like, hey, I want the money, she attracts guys who want to give her money. And George wanting to like spend money on people attracts women who want money spent on them. If you're putting out the energy of, yo, I just want someone who's like good company, I want to enjoy that emotional intelligence, then you'll be like me, sitting in a house alone.
George do anything to regain your trust?
He could work more, make more money, and keep his promises.
Welcome on, make more money. That seems to be the good thing. Okay, I'm glad we had this conversation between two friends. Hopefully, George's jeweler will like message him back being like, hey George, you need to work harder and get bigger rings and get more things. That seems to be, George isn't working hard enough. That weeb, he isn't selling enough weebs.
I think that all the promises that George made and didn't keep is absolute crap. She made a sacrifice to move across the world and comes to what? Nothing.
Yeah, very good, man. I can hear the air leaving her head. I gotta be honest, I don't like friends who enable other friends. Like, later in the series, we'll see George's friend, and I really think that George's friend, especially one of them, is like more of a person who'll hold him accountable for these situations. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve support from your friends, because you completely do. But this girl was like, he promised her the world, and he's only delivered a couple continents right now, so I would leave him. I don't necessarily think in all cases you're like helping without actually examining the full situation. In most instances, if not all, it's more or less a thing between two people because we only see a small portion of their relationship. And when they ask for advice, sometimes it's just to comfort, sometimes it's just to console, but it's important to know that you don't know the full picture. So giving them some lame-ass advice, then getting them either to ruin a relationship or make one that they don't possibly want to be in is not, it just seems almost self-serving at this point.
And he's got you, but now it's like, what incentive does he have to change now?
I feel like he's not going to change.
Like, if you aren't happy, you need to move on.
Wow, that's good. Maybe this is just good for business, honestly. She's like a super genius that we just aren't aware of. She befriends all of the customers that come into the store, but not the guys, the girls. And then she tells the girls to move on. That way she can sell more diamonds to them because they keep buying new woman rings to marry. Oh my God, this is a Ponzi scheme.
How much did you spend?
How much is not a big deal.
What do you mean it's not a big deal?
When George says that I spend too much, I think, yeah, you knew that. Why are you complaining now?
Yeah, pretty much. Mic drop. You knew this. You knew this. You come in, you read the terms and conditions, then you play the game, and then you complain. What are we even sitting here complaining about? This woman was like, I got the fake titties, Botox. I want to be married. I want to have a rich life. You owe me, literally, you have to get me a country. And George is like, I know I said all that, but get over it. George, pick up the slack.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
I only spent $250. You can afford it? You promised me luxury, now you don't have money for nothing. If you're a millionaire, this is not much for you.
Honestly, I mean, $250 is not too bad. I thought she was gonna say thousands of dollars. I mean, with the stuff that you guys were talking about, $10,000 rings, the fact that George took out his money phone and flexed on all of us, $250 is not too bad.
I have something that I really need to tell her, and she's really gonna get upset.
Oh my God, he's lying again. Did this man not learn the first time? There's like that SpongeBob thing. How many times do we have to keep on teaching you, old man?
What do you mean? Aren't you a millionaire?
No.
What do you mean, no? That's what you told me.
I'm not a millionaire. In all honesty, I am in a little debt.
That is the most like wild swing of events. 100 to 0 real quick. It's not even 100 to 0. That's 100 to minus 27 real quick. She was like, you told me you're a millionaire, and he proceeds to be like, yeah, nah, but also I'm not even a 0 heir. I'm like a minus heir. Like, honestly, if my kid becomes a millionaire, he's gonna be broke because of all the stuff that he owes the government and John, the guy I deal weebs to. I cannot believe this, man. Like, this is the worst. This is a catfish at this point.
Hey, how's it going?
If you can't say things like I'm a millionaire and then someone turns up expecting you're that and you're like, I'm in debt. I did not think that you would come here, and now that you've come here, I need some money.
What debt?
In debt before us being married.
And you didn't tell me?
It's just some accounts that I fell short on.
So that was a fucking lie.
All right, these are things you have to disclose, my man. This is stuff you have to disclose before you enter a sanctimonious partnership with someone. Usually you have to disclose things like, oh yeah, I have kids. Oh, I still got a wife. Yeah. Oh, I'm in debt. Oh, yeah, nah, I got one balls. I like butt stuff. Yeah, my pee-pee don't work. I'm sorry. Yeah. All of things probably that you want to maybe disclose. Maybe. Just prior to. Yeah. He's in debt.
I was slacking.
Oh, God. Slacking off, huh?
I've always been honest with you, and you always lie to me.
Well,
Whatever I
times
want.
have changed, and if you're not ready to adapt,
I'm not going to adapt.
You have no leg to stand on, George. This is not a good situation, buddy. Saying the words I'm telling you now is like the worst. This is like being like better late than never. And sometimes it's like, no. There wasn't even an option. You made like an extra result there. You can't put your own thing like maybe, probably, think so. No. You either tell her or you don't, and you move on and be a liar. Oh. I feel sorry for her.
What does it mean adapt? Adapt to what? To your lies? I don't know what it's gonna mean for our relationship. Am I gonna be responsible for this debt too? Is it gonna be my debt? How much exactly do you owe?
So, Anfisa then does the smart thing and she starts worrying about George's debt. She also probably is worrying about how many lies he's holding back, because every time they ever get comfortable or they get deeper into the relationship, he reveals secrets that are pretty detrimental. Things like having a criminal record is like probably something you want to at least discuss. Probably. I'm not saying it ends anything, but like, you know, bringing it up too late could cause consequences. Stuff like you're in debt after you're married to someone. It seems real shady. And Anfisa's gonna start protecting herself by asking how much debt you're in and if she can have the debt transferred, because that's something that maybe not, especially new partners, want. I mean, usually a gift given from your partner is not the gift of debt.
I'm in debt up to my eyeballs.
Because that seems to be one of the worst ones.
you know, several $1,000s.
George said he is few $1,000s in debt.
Do you believe it?
No, not really. Few thousand can be 2,000 or it can be 100,000.
Well, a few insinuates 2 or 3. But I'm so glad that Anfisa brought that up, because here's what happens.
Off the top of my head, about $30,000.
That's a few. This is like exactly why he's you know, sometimes you look at him and you're like, oh, you're a few pounds overweight? Yeah, about $330,000 is a few $1,000s. And you know this man is lying, because he said off the top of my head, which means 100% he's way more in debt than what he's saying. He is just such a liar. Anything he says, you gotta multiply it by 3, like J. Cole said. He's probably 90K in debt, and I probably am right.
Maybe you could get a post-nuptial agreement.
I feel like her bringing up the post-nuptial agreement days away from getting the green card, it just seems so fishy.
Does it? Is there a lake near you? Why would it be fishy? You just disclosed to her you're $30,000 in debt after yesterday. She thought you were a millionaire. If anyone should be suspicious, it should be Anfisa over you, and why you're in so much debt because you were slacking. What does that even mean? How does that hold up in court? I was slacking, Your Honor. Yes, but you did drive over 3 people and an old man, which is also a person. Yeah, I was just slacking on the wheel. Slacking it and jacking it, you know.
You see, we are in a problem. You see, we're in a problem, so why are you adding to it? And Anfisa might have been misled a little bit.
Oh my God! Wow!
Just a little bit, just a couple $1,000s of misleading information. She might have strayed off. I told her it was Paris. She thought France. I meant Paris, Texas. So a little expectations differed from reality. Whatever. Yeah. I like that. I like how he minimizes it to the point that it's like, come on, everyone's told a lie where they said they were a millionaire and ended up being like $100,000 in debt. Who hasn't done that? Oh, that's like normal.
But if you really truly love somebody, no matter poor or rich, you're gonna love them regardless.
But you lied!
Yes, except when their expectation is that you're rich because you've told them that, and they openly said that they want money and require that in a relationship, and that is the thing that is holding the relationship together. So I would believe you if it was a normal relationship, but this is not that, so...
At this point, I feel like you shouldn't deserve anything.
Daddy, chill.
I'm expecting certain things that you promised me.
Well, what if I don't give them to you?
If you lied to me and I'm leaving.
Good, then leave.
Okie dokie.
This is not gonna work out well for you, George. This is a very, very bad time for you to be like, okay, bitch, if you wanna go, then go.
Cha-cha, real smooth.
I really feel like this has never worked for you. Anfisa, she hears the words leave, and so she does.
I am leaving.
And George reluctantly follows her, because not only does he need to make up for things, but she doesn't have a ride home, so he has to drive her home.
You wanna go home with me, George, and drive you?
I don't have money to get Uber. It makes me feel trapped that I can't get home by myself because I don't have money to get a cab.
That is kind of crazy, actually. I don't know if the paperwork had come through at that point, so it's very likely that she cannot actually provide for herself. And it's a very interesting, like, little window into, especially a lot of the guys who are like, you just stay at home and work. Like, there's a level of possession that you have where it's like, I don't trust you enough to actually do your own things or handle your own money, because if you have independence, it makes me feel inadequate and actually I feel like you're gonna do something. That says a lot about a guy at that point. And the fact that she doesn't even have money to even get home, like, it seems very controlling. Imagine having a fight trying to storm out and you can't even go anyway because you have nowhere to go. That's being trapped.
What do you want to do now? Okay, let's go. I didn't really mean literally you should leave.
I meant it metaphorically, like you should just leave your headspace and come into a headspace in which you like a fat liar. Because if that's not love, I don't know what is.
What do you mean it?
I meant it like I'm not holding you hostage.
Yeah.
I feel that after she gets a green card, she's gonna want a divorce and leave.
Alternative divorce solutions. The place where you can divorce your partner with a twist.
So what brings you guys to our office today?
Divorce.
His wife can be responsible for her husband's debt, and I don't want it. And I want to put it in agreement.
What is the value of all the assets less the debt?
So yeah, Anfisa and George go to a alternate solution divorce thing in which Anfisa tries to protect herself by saying, please let me not have any transferable debt assets from George's company, which I think is just a smart thing to do. I'm going to hate her in a few minutes, and so far I haven't, but I just want to let you know the pendulum's gonna swing.
Asset value would be like 150,000.
When we met, he told me he was a millionaire, and now he told them 150,000.
That's his assets. That's not even what he has on liquid cash. I'm just saying. That's like, bro. He could have less. That could be a loan and stuff. Oh my God. He's gonna end up alone.
Could we write in there, say marriage after 5 years, it becomes 50-50?
Yeah.
And before then, it's
Separate property.
separate property.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So then George takes the opportunity to also be like, hey, I've been thinking, if you divorce me right away, I'm not giving you half of that debt that I have. I think that you need to earn it like every other woman in my life.
I earned it! I earned it!
You have to wait 5 years to inherit the millions of dollars of debt that I'm in. And Anfisa does not like this.
If she would be agreeing, I'd be open for it.
No, but it's not how we discussed it. The only thing I want is on the agreement is about the debt.
I feel like people coming into divorce court, it's not going to be an easy thing. These two poor ladies probably don't have the easiest job in the world. Whenever people come in, I don't suppose it's a lovely process. Hey, how you doing? This is my wife, soon to be my ex. She's a bitch. Yeah, and this is my husband. He's a piece of shit. Yeah.
It is unfair that he's trying to put the stipulation in the post-nup because I think I deserve more than 50% no matter when we divorce. I think I deserve everything.
Do you?
Every now and again, Anfisa's inflated ego goes beyond and above my comprehension. I feel like you could, if you love the person 2,000,000% and know that they'll never, ever break your heart, you should sign a prenup. Because I also know that nothing in this world is certain. So I think just based on that and Kanye West's amazing song, Goldigger.
Oh, she's a gold digger.
Those are the two reasons why anybody should get a prenup. And maybe it's not sexy, but neither is pooping. And we have to do that, so...
He's not going to take it from me.
She doesn't want to take on debt, but then yet spends my money.
So what?
Ooh, is this a divorce court or a therapy session? She doesn't want to take anything, but she spends my money. You know what I mean? She's a crazy person, you know? And I come here and I sit down every Tuesday and I say, George, you're gonna put your foot down. And you tell me the same thing. This is divorce place. Stop coming here. Whose fault is that? Your door is open. My fat body fits through it. We have a problem.
Do you guys need a moment?
Thank you.
This is the scene in which I lose 95% of my respect for Anfisa, and you'll see why.
Well, if you don't think it's fair, then be fair. Let's put on the post now that you're gonna buy me a 100,000 ring like you promised me.
She should reason with me.
I mean, did you promise her a $100,000 ring? I'm not a lawyer, but if you pinky promised her, I'm sorry, dude, you have to buy it. If it was just a verbal, like, yeah, I promise, I think you can get away with it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna screw myself over because you wanna be happy. I'm agreeing to certain things. I think you're too immature to know this.
So that is the scene in which I lose respect for Anfisa. Like, I know a lot of the stuff she says is honest, and even though you're like, she's a gold digger, you still are like, George is a liar. But I don't care if it's a girl. I don't care if it's a guy. If you resort to that without using your words, you're a low person. And that's That's it. That is as simple as that for me. I don't care what your emotions are and stuff. If you do that, you can't take it back. You do not lay your hands on another person. You do not. You do not. Whether you're you just don't. It's not okay. It's never been okay. The fact that they filmed this, allowed this, and didn't have the producers reprimand her immediately, it just shows how far back in society we are that we can let this happen. It's not okay for a girl to do that. It's not like they have, just because I'm weaker. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. We're all equal in this world, and it is not okay to hit someone in any context.
So what? Don't smile at me like that.
I'm telling you, it's not.
Tell me what?
Huh? I'm telling you that it's.
Tell me what?
Hey, I'm here to tell you, you are a fucking asshole. You are just a fucking dickhead. Just a worthless individual, ignorant, stupid, dumb, just generally like the pucker of an asshole.
She even comes at him again, and it's like this, if the roles were reversed and he did that and then like threatened her by moving forward and she flinched, this would be it for George. And the fact that we've allowed this or come to this conclusion, and George, because he's the bigger one, can take this. Again, this is a stain on the already sullied reputation that TLC has, but this is a low point, if ever I've seen one. We can't let this happen to people. Not your contestants, not your, the people who make you money.
I don't feel bad after I hit him. He deserved it.
You are just a fucking dickhead.
Quick comment about her what happened. They asked for a comment. She said she doesn't feel bad. He deserved it. They should have never even did that, but yeah.
I feel like her punching me is childish and immature. This meeting is showing that there is problems in the marriage bigger than I thought.
Well, duh.
You're at a divorce court and you're going for a post and prenup. This is the meeting that's showing you? It's like you get divorced and you're like, I think I can see why maybe this won't work out.
I don't trust you, that's why.
Trust me for what? I'm not gonna file for a divorce from you.
What the are you talking about, you dumb idiot?
Mommy, chill.
Yeah, I feel like even the name calling is just not, it's not a thing for me. It's not the mental, like, because there's different types of the A word that rhymes with a juice. Yeah, doing it in either way, calling someone who you claim to love these really bad names, even when you're angry. Like, you always, when your emotions run high, you take a little break. You process them and you come back and you communicate that. I need some time. I'm not in the best headspace. Let me come back. I'll probably say what I need to then, as opposed to just emotionally say some things that I probably can't take back later. But when you don't care about a person, you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to regret it because it doesn't matter.
I just want to be protected from your death, and that's all.
When the question came up, it just started to raise flags for me.
What about when I was telling you I date you for the money? That was not a red flag back then?
Nope. That sounded like a green flag to me, actually. I was hoping you'd say that because I didn't have anything else you wanted, bitch.
Bitch.
No.
Hell no. You want to date me for the money? That's all I fucking have. Hell yeah, that's a green flag. I was racing to you. Now, what I hoped to do was I hoped that when I give you the money, you'd fall in love with me because I'm a delusional person. Now I have a problem with you, so you have to deal with it.
I was not thinking about that. I was obsessed with you. I was thinking about being with you, and I was totally blind to that.
Seriously?
I was totally blind to little things like you said that you only dated me for the money. Like, I didn't know when you said that you had a penis. I was like, yeah, I'll say it. Because I didn't care. I was just blind. I was so in love with you. And I don't know about red flags. I'm not a blood. How would I know? I just like your body. I want to put my body on your body. So I didn't care. I had money. You wanted it. George is like the incarnation of stupidity at times. God damn. You didn't think it was a red flag that someone said, I only dated you for the money and that's not what you wanted?
So at first, when Anfisa would say that she's marrying me for money and the green card, I would blow it off like it was a joke or something.
Why? Has she ever seemed at all like a comedian? Do you look at her and see Robin Williams? Huh? Because if you do, you have bigger problems than I thought.
I'm starting to realize that joke is becoming more of a reality as time goes on.
I've been honest with George from the very beginning.
I mean, well, if George was a fucking judge, he'd come into court and people would be like, yo, I murdered her and a whole family. Oh, you? Sentence him to a naughty. Get out of here, you little criminal, you.
Naughty. You teasing me, you naughty.
I told him why I was with him, and he was okay with that.
Anfisa's green card interviews in a few days. I'm a little worried that she's gonna leave me.
So time has passed. Anfisa and George are married, so she finally gets her green card application status, and George is taking her to get her green card. He's also scared that in the process, once she gets it, she might leave. Once she does get it, the truth will be revealed. So either way, that's gonna happen.
I started to realize that I need to protect myself. So I set up a meeting with the lawyers by myself because I felt like there was a lot of restriction having her in the room.
Oh, this is the craziest part. I'm so glad. For any of you who are still watching, thank you, firstly. Secondly, I'm about to treat you to the wildest thing Anfisa has ever done. She turns into a rabid dog, man. Because George goes behind her back. He's trying to set up a meeting. He wants to get that agreement so that she can never take half of his assets/debt. And I think she catches wind of this, and she calls on the phone, and I've never seen someone scream like this. It's like The Exorcist, and she gets possessed.
So I had to lie to her. I told her I was gonna get something out of the garage.
That is a perfect lie, my friend. I have to go to the garage to get something. 40 minutes later, he's on the interstate. Do you think she's scared of garages or something? George might be stuck. What I do? She sounds like Mario now. If you're gonna lie that badly, just go 100%. Hello, Anfisa. I have to leave to the other room for something miscellaneous. I will see you in approximately 10 to 25 hours. Bye. Garage. Also, lying again? Oh my god, dude.
That's her.
Don't answer it.
Hello?
Where are you? I told you I was hungry.
Oh my god, you had
You had
an opportunity to feed her.
Then feed her.
You could have got her she was hungry. You could have went to Burger King, got her all the food she wanted. She would have been in a food coma. You could have slipped out when you went to the garage, got your thing done, come back. It would have been the perfect caper. Instead, she was like, honey, I'm hungry. And you're like, I will go to the garage to find a hamburger.
Okay, I'll get you some food right now. I'm about to pull over right now.
Nice. Now you have to get her food and the paper signed. Good work, George. Your lies are certainly doing well.
That's just an attention thing, I feel like.
You think so?
Calls and this and that. I feel like it's dealing with a kid.
That's not a good relationship, my guy. You can't marry someone and then say it's like dealing with a kid, because no matter what you say after that line, there's a problem. It's either a small problem or a huge one. There's no in between here. Don't answer it.
What do you want? She's calling me up and texting me and trying to control every move that I do.
Then control freak?
Yeah, she is trying to control, and she's being really immature and horrible. And for some reason, you keep one answering and two lying. So it's like you're adding fuel to the fire that already is lit behind her. I don't know who's worse in the situation. I'm on neither side here. Don't answer it.
A headache. She's flipping out right now. She knows I'm up to something.
Yeah, because you told her you're going to the garage and you didn't get her food, and you keep answering the call saying, what? Being shady. And also you've lied many times before, so she could probably sense something's up. Anyway, carry on. Don't answer it. Oh.
Well...
God, she could be in a screamo band at this point. I've never seen someone get this, like, unhinged over, like, him leaving. Whoa, this is crazy.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Again, her threats are so funny because it involves him actually having to assist her. I'm leaving! Call me something to the airport and book my flight and pack my bags and drive me there and sit me on the plane and fly it.
What?
Why did you never, at one point, George, get her an Uber to nowhere? Instead of random ass location. Would that not be, just like, okay then, bitch, never get an Uber to me again? Did you never try that once? I mean, look, she's not happy with you. You're probably not going to make it any worse, so you could maybe try it.
Yeah. This is the kind of I have to go through all the time.
So George actually goes 100% of the way, pulls up to the parking lot of the meeting in which he should get the prenup, and then cancels it while he was right there when he could have just went in and did it because she screams at him. He could have said, I'm going to get this. I don't care whether you like it or not because I need to protect myself as much as you do. It would have been a fight. It would have been horrible. And if she would have left, it would have been worth it. But George refuses to do that. He went all that way just to go back because she screamed at him. Talk about not having a backbone in this relationship. It is not good being a simp. It's that classic song I love. It's hot out here for a pump, but there's another version. It's even hotter out here for a simp.
Hi, I'm a simp.
I could already tell she's already thinking of doing something stupid.
Yep. Uh-oh, don't answer it.
I can't get Uber. I can't. What is the problem?
The problem is that you keep answering the phone, fellow. Every time you're like, seriously, like, oh, she's ruining my life. Hello? Oh, it's still her. I thought it was the pizza guy.
I am coming back. I am coming back now.
Feel like a monster.
Yo, I'm saying, man, you should make her angry, record all of these vocals, then get someone in LA to sound engineer that to a beat. Steven Tyler is gonna sign her tomorrow. She is Aerosmith times 2, man. Wow, those are some good vocals.
You lied to me!
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I decided to cancel and go back to Anfisa because she was just acting crazy.
Anfisa refused to allow cameras inside the apartment. So when he goes back home, there presumably is a fight and he gets his butthole ripped out. 15 minutes later, George returned. Oh yeah, he got his butthole ripped out. Yep, that's a suitcase. You know where he's going? Anywhere but home. At least she packed it for you.
I get back to my place and all of my stuff is packed. Probably gonna get a hotel room for the night.
I don't know how you can do this, man. Like, I don't know how this relationship is able to even sustain at this point. These two are so bad that it's mind-baffling that he's willing to even put in the energy to do this and accepting of her doing these things to him. And for some reason, she finds out that he doesn't have the money or anything that she really wants, but doesn't feel the need to leave back to her country or find someone else. So they both have this dependency on each other that goes beyond my mind. Like, I can't understand how it's benefiting either of them at this point.
It makes me feel a little bit lonely and a little bit sad. Right now, I really have nobody to turn to.
So then George acts really sad, and he says he's cut off a lot of people in his life. Basically, all of the 90 Day Fiance people. The Americans are like, I cut off everybody for you, and you made this happen. Yeah, so now it comes the I have to fix the relationship with my family pot type beat.
In Barbie Land, everything makes sense.
Last night, I couldn't really sleep, and I ended up coming to a conclusion that, I'm a little bit at fault here.
Yes. Yes, of course. Because you screamed at her and left to the hotel.
She has nobody here. I left her alone, and I still feel like it's, hard for her.
Yes, because she's an actual baby who cannot do anything if you leave her alone for periods of more than an hour. If you leave a dog alone for an hour, it'll be okay. Okay?
And at the end of the day, she's still my wife, and I really need to try and make things better.
Flowers.
So he goes to a shop and gets some roses. And this is the problem I have with George, problem number 620. I mean, it's not even taking blame for nothing. That's a thing in itself. I don't have any comments on that. It's the fact that he thinks if I buy her something, it'll make up for this. It's the refusal and continuous refusal to actually fix the serious issues or the roots within those issues and the need to buy material things to show that this is how I care. Every time we fight, I buy you roses or a card or something or chocolates, and things will just go back to normal because I can buy you, because you're that easy to please. it says a lot about how fragile this relationship is. And I think the scene's important because buying roses doesn't fix a relationship. Buying roses are for people who are already in love and want you to smell isolated flowers because roses are too expensive in bunches.
How can we help you today?
Today I'm thinking of getting some roses.
Well, what's the occasion?
A fight, bitch. A fight. This is the occasion. A really bad fight. Can you get roses to say I'm sorry?
Something that says I'm sorry. She got a little mad, a little angry at me, so I want to just apologize.
Let's do 100 roses.
Lovely.
Everyone cons you in America.
This is America.
You're sorry, huh? Nothing says I'm sorry like 100 roses. Nothing. What? You want one rose? I guess you're not really that sorry about what you did, huh, buddy? Because people are really sorry by 100 roses. So I just put 99 more in there, charge you the money, and you leave. Those roses are gonna go off in a period of 5 to 10 minutes, I'm just saying.
This is America.
In Russia, even number of flowers are just for funerals.
Oh, then you could get her one.
Okay, so with the tax, it comes to $162.
This is why you're in debt, fat boy. What are you doing, man?
God give me patience!
Shut up, whatever. You know what? You're stupid. All right.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
Out of 200, thank you very much. Okay, thanks. Take care. We'll see you again.
You will probably fucking see him again, genuinely, brother. I feel like that wasn't even I hope to see you. Yeah, I'll see you in about 2 weeks, George. I don't know why you act like you didn't know me. I got the roses already growing again from the tree. So, I'll see you in 2 weeks, buddy. Rose price is going up.
I don't think it's going to be easy for her to forgive me, but hopefully these flowers can change her mind.
That's what I mean. Expecting so much of flowers here. Expecting some superhuman qualities from flowers, which are very lovely, I will say. But I just don't think that the flowers are going to mend the relationship that you should be trying to fix. Don't let flowers do your job, George.
Just do it!
I want to say that I'm sorry.
I think George was putting in minimal effort. He should have called more or texted more.
Well, he did buy you $160 worth of flowers, but I guess that's not enough for you because he didn't call and text you while he was doing it. This seems like a good relationship.
I think I overreacted. I wouldn't admit it to him, but it wasn't just his fault, it was my fault too. I hope you're not gonna do this again.
That's lovely. She won't admit it to him. So she knows that she's in the wrong, but if she admits it to him, he might understand at some point that she is susceptible to being wrong. That's way to hold your cards close to your fake boobs. That's amazing. She's playing poker with her husband, and, she won't let him poke her.
I'm not going to do it again.
She's just cupping his balls, man. I've never seen a man get screamed at, get kicked out of his own apartment, stay in a hotel, then come back the next day with $160 worth of flowers, and she's like, don't do it again. That is the bamboozle of the year for me. The iron fist she has on his balls is just, George, man. You've got to stand for something.
Today is the green card interview, and I feel very excited about it because having a green card definitely gives me more freedom. George and I have been fighting a lot lately.
Another one. Another one.
What's new? It's the green card day, and Anfisa and George are going to get their green card. It should be a really lovely, monumentous event. It allows her independence, which is something that he didn't want and she didn't want to do. But now both of them have accepted that she's going to do it, and they're fighting.
Hey,
what?
Where are you going?
I'm going to get my wallet.
Bring me my red bag with my makeup.
Relax.
My makeup, bring it. You fat shit. Sorry, he's American. I try and be American. Mario.
Can I have a key?
Yes, you can have a key.
Lovely. Love this relationship. It seems like a fun time.
You always have to wait for him.
We're going into this interview to show that we're in love.
Good luck.
Well, maybe you should wait a bit if you're going into it. We're going into this interview to show that we're in love and happy. I would absolutely nuke her if I could right now. Honestly, I'm thinking about driving this car off a cliff as we speak, but anyway.
Well, you're not telling me. Well, you're not asking me. Take the phone and look for yourself. You're not asking me. I'm gonna get my green card.
I wish these two did world rally racing. You know how because they have one dude driving and he doesn't know because the reaction time is like seconds. So you need a map navigator to be like, left, sharp right, sharp left.
100, narrow flat right, 100, brow and easy left.
Can you imagine this? She's like, you didn't ask me. They crash into a tree. Well, you weren't telling me. Oh, I would love to see. I would pay big money to see that. She then says she's going to leave him, which is fun to do on your green card day. Cameras were not permitted inside, but when they come out, she has got her green card, and it is a big celebration for Oral.
We just came out of the USCIS and I got approved and now I have my green card.
You said that you were gonna leave me?
It was a joke.
Nice. Well, it was just a joke. We're all playing. We love making jokes at the expense of other people that could bring their anxiety up because you don't know if it's true or not, and you could claim it's not a joke at any given point. I like that.
I could go wherever I want. I don't have to stay with George anymore.
I don't know if she's gonna leave or not. Since we had to cut the meeting short the last time we were here, we came back to consult with the lawyers again.
Yeah. Alternative solutions. Divorce is not your only friend. We are too.
You're my friend now.
Finally, we're back at the place redoing the meeting because the last time she UFC'd George and then he tried to go behind her back, refused that. This is the third time we're at this place now.
Are they gonna film something with you after the meeting?
I think we're meeting with Lourdes.
Oh, and you know what? This place should never be host of these two because no matter what happens, whenever they go into this place, some anarchy happens. And George decided to not tell Anfisa that he was meeting his sister. And she then asks about it. And he's like, yeah, I'm meeting with my sister. And she does not take that too happily.
What does this mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
What does this mean? Why didn't you tell me?
I knew you would get mad.
Stop it. Get some help.
There we go. Number 2. Alternative solutions. We put the gloves on your hands and you go to town. Go to town on your spouse and not the way that you used to. Divorce is just 1 fucking mile away.
We're leaving. Let's go. You're not meeting nobody.
Divorce alternative solutions. If you can stay in the room with your spouse for more than 5 minutes and not kill them, it's free.
Anfisa, why don't you want to meet with your sister?
Take your microphone up.
You can have you both go.
Anfisa refused to continue filming. So upon knowing that George might meet with his sister, she absolutely loses it because she does not like the fact that George hangs out with his sisters, which is very controlling and very bad. It's not a good look, but George doesn't seem to have a backbone to want to stand up to this either. So who are we really blaming here? When Anfisa found out that George was meeting his sister, she refused to continue filming. After talking privately, she insisted on coming with George to see his sister. So, we get to the final scene, one of the best there is. George goes to meet his sister, but doesn't tell her that Anfisa is coming. So an awkward situation arises. And let me tell you, it is every bit as awkward as you expect.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
I don't feel bad after I hit him.
Anfisa Mayweather over here is like, I don't feel bad, I'll do it again.
And I would do it again. I'm scared of her because she'll hit me and it hurt. I felt so embarrassed. What could I do?
You shouldn't feel embarrassed. In fact, if anything, you should use this video footage as evidence and people should be taking her in cuffs because it is not a pepper, but a salt. Didn't mean to make a joke of that, by the way, just YouTube policies. It's not okay. It's not okay. And she did it again, which means it wasn't even a one-off thing, which means behind cameras, what is she doing? Because if she's that comfortable to do it while camera's there, when you get this guy who's scared, you get a guy who, this is not okay. This is never okay. And I'm just so surprised. I'm so very surprised they didn't take her aside and cuff her because that is unbelievably not okay.
I'm really worried about how it's going to go tonight because my sister's really never trusted Anfisa.
Good to see you again.
So now they meet. George's sister, Lourdes, is like surprised because she didn't know Anfisa was coming, of course.
The family doesn't really know her. It'd be good to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they don't know me and they already came to some conclusions.
Again, because we don't know you. We don't hate you.
I mean, you might after you see the footage on TLC because George is probably not going to tell you, but yeah. I mean, if I had siblings and I found out any one of them had a partner who was doing that, would be the end for them.
Well, I've seen what you think about me, so I don't feel like getting to know you.
I don't know if you are the one that's keeping him from seeing us.
Yes, she is.
George, I would assume, or maybe seems like he's pretty close with his family. His sister seems to really like him and stuff. I don't think it would be George's fault. And in the nicest way, his older sister is protecting her brother in the only way she knows how to, while also still trying to be respectful because she knows that's her brother's partner. So she's doing as well as she can, but everyone has their limits. And Anfisa is absolutely pushing it. She's poking the bear.
Lourdes is right when she says that Anfisa's keeping me from my family.
George wasn't defending me at all. He was just like a little puppy, just not saying anything.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right, Anfisa, but not in the way that you think. George is like a little puppy because on one hand, you have your family member and your wife is saying some shit to your family member. On the other hand, you have your wife and your sister might be a little out of line at times. So you, as a dude, got to stand up for someone or both of them or something. But George is just sitting in the corner letting it happen. And that is the mark of someone who is a baby back bitch.
You lack a spine.
He can divorce me or he can do whatever he wants.
But if you disrespect him in front of the family, there will be problems.
Do you think a waiter came to the table and was like, I'll come back? Like he came close and then he heard that and was like, whoa, appetizers can wait.
I don't know if he already got the prenup. I mean,
Prenup for what? You know pretty well that there is nothing I could take from him.
Ah, because he has nothing? Is that what you're saying? I mean, if there's nothing that you could take from him, then you wouldn't mind getting the prenup, right? I would say if I was George, but I'm not, and George is just sitting there, airheaded into space, staring.
You know, he doesn't have anything, so...
Well, and I need to protect myself.
Yeah, so protect yourself, and he'll protect himself. So
maybe he'll make the decision and not you.
Maybe he can't make the decision because he's a baby back bitch, and his sister has to make the decisions for him because she was changing his diapers. And I wasn't talking about when he was a kid, I was talking about last week, so...
You get mad at him because, you know, he doesn't give you money.
He promised me certain things, so now I have certain expectations.
Oh my gosh.
No. That's a valid point. And when you hear George constantly promising things that he can't deliver, it's kind of on him. Sorry, sis. That one, she got one on you there. Everything else you're doing pretty well over. You're winning that.
Don't you want food on the table? Don't you want a roof over your head?
Yes, I do, and sometimes he doesn't have money for that.
But you don't help him. And that's what a marriage is. You know, support him.
Again, sis, she didn't even have a green card until like right now. So she couldn't legally work. And she's not going to do illegal things because she's Anfisa. She never does anything illegal.
I think it's not your business.
It is my business.
No, it's not.
It is my business because he is my brother. And he does work his ass off.
Again, sis, he deals weed, and even then, he's a fat shit. So, okay, but you know.
But you
don't know how he works.
So, wait. So when you have money, that's when she spreads her leg?
Oh, shit. Oh, this just got real. God damn. Wow. I never thought she was gonna do that to a wife right there. That was, you got wrecked. Woo, I like this sister.
I mean, that's reality. Yeah.
Why are you leaving the table, George? You should've, come on, man. What are you doing? You should've just stayed there. She could've never left. You were sitting on the outside. She would have had to have gotten up over the table and over you. You had the perfect position, George.
Walk away because you're a little girl and you need to grow up.
At this moment, I feel like he's suffering, and I'm not gonna let Anfisa destroy him.
This poor sister, who is a lovely sister, is trying to stand up for her brother because she knows that he's in pain. And she watches him get in the car like a puppy dog being pulled by the leash. And all she wants to do is have her brother released from this pain. So much so that she starts crying over the thought that this man is just unhappy and doesn't even know how to process that he might be in a toxic relationship. It's just a lovely sister, and unfortunately George cannot stand up to his own wife and leaves. Doesn't even tell the sister thanks, or doesn't even get to meet with her one-on-one like he was supposed to. And it just shows how whooped George is and how much of a simp he is, and I don't even know why anymore.
She kicked me out.
Again.
And now I'm here in this hotel. And Anfisa accused me of not standing up for her.
The look of his face, like he could play a person who has been suffering emotionally for years. He's got that hollow look at this point. I can't even understand why you'd put yourself through this. If a person makes you feel this bad, is it even worth having them? It's not even like the good times are that good, George. All this for some fake titties and ass. Oh.
And we had a huge fight. This was the boiling point. She said she didn't care what my life would turn out as long as hers would be great. I was blinded by love.
You were blinded by the fake titties and ass. It's not love. You did not love this woman because you never have named one thing she did besides look good. And that is not love, that is lust. So this man has been blinded by lust into 2 whole episodes of me trying to figure out how he's still doing this.
We're going to stay separated until George realizes what he did wrong.
Because being the Lulu is the Salulu.
And that is how the episode ends. They split and they remain separated and we don't know how it ends. It's a cliffhanger because there is one more part. So you have to watch that. I'm gonna go now, but before I do, what do you think? Whose side are you on? I need a split vote. I'll be on Instagram. I'll do the thing, and maybe actually I would like to hear opinions. So please join me on Instagram because I want to know what you guys think. Like, who's in the right, who's in the wrong? Is it Anfisa, who's honest about what she wants, but at the same time she gets physical and is very controlling and a hypocrite and doesn't admit she's wrong? Or is it George, who just wants love, but at the same time is a big liar, in debt, continues to lie, moves the goalposts, and wants Anfisa to be in love with him despite that? I can't tell who's worse, but I can tell one thing. This looks like it's not going to be a great relationship, and there is one more part to it. So I hope to see you then. Until then, take care. Please let me know if you liked the video, if you liked the series, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.